Twitter barred me for life. I called them out. Our comrade, General Flynn, Michael T. Flynn, the hero, wrote a tweet on his Twitter on the 28th, putting his phrase in for humanity, attacked the globalists in his message, and at the end, replayed the video that we have made in October, where I was saying, cutting off the head of the snake in Geneva, this famous short video where I called the military in Switzerland to arrest all these people, weapons, etc. And so then Elon Musk was gone. Now, I did not go back to Twitter. I said it on Russia Today, and it's true. I didn't go back. I went to Truth Social because this is a cool channel, and locals of Channel Flynn, because there you can post and you can post your opinion. It's just fantastic. And then go to Twitter now. There's 3 Twitter accounts in my old name, in my other name, Pascal Najadi, USSF. One is assigned to the Patrick Space Force Base, Florida, which actually I am. Where's my dog mark? Yeah, Special Forces, right here. And seropositive, etc. Blood. And Patrick is also one of my sons, right? Okay, he's still alive, of course. Bouvier, Protzmann, and always in light blue. Fantastic, he does these things, talking about Jesus Christ and God. And and that's the point here. You've got 2 American citizens here on the call. We are the United States Republic, you know that?
Yes,
already
I do,
now.
actually. Yes.
Already now. Now, I'm not sure. I haven't checked even. I have no time to do this, but my location in the other profile is United States Republic in Twitter. I don't think that the international formats have been adopted yet to United States Republic, but mine is United States Republic. Go and have a look. Yeah. And the third one is my Lucerne, where I was born, Lucerne, 1967, 20th of August, Pascal Najadi, USSF as well, with the same content. Now, all these 3 accounts are managed by the Space Force. I'm informing you. I have no time to do these things, right? I don't. The other point is the United States Space Force logo, emblem, insignia. There are 2. And those who are in the military, like 2 gentlemen here, you are absolutely not allowed to use the military insignia of the United States Air Force, United States Space Force, Department of the United States Air Force, or Air Force round logo that I have in Twitter, on Rumble, on Gmail, on all my accounts. You can't. It's forbidden. You'll be cancelled. It's law, legislation, especially during wartime, huh? Okay. Now, okay, one can say I joined the Space Force. That would then be legit. Fine. And the third point is the Telegram channel that got taken down. You saw that maybe yesterday. There was confusion in the market, as we say. Pascal is gone. Since he's President Kennedy, the thing has been taken down, and then it reappeared, right? With about 40,000 less followers, restarted, reset. And it says now, JFK, where we go one, we go all, USSF. It still has Pascal Najadi news as a link factor, but I inform you, it's also not managed by me. Then you go to rumble.com. In Rumble, I have 1 channel that I do administer since the beginning, and that's Neutral Swiss, 1 word. All these films I have done myself. I had no help from anybody, except those which are interviews with other parties, but I've done them all myself in only about 1.5 years, more than 150. I don't know how I've done it, but I've done it to communicate with pictures, because I think I'm taught. Now I'm the 5th dimension guy. I compute and think in pictures. That's why I was not good in school. I was never studying anything. Yet I was a big banker in London on a board of a the 2nd largest bank of Germany when I was 29.
I think that way as well. I'm a very visual person.
Okay.
And I image things. And
Getting to the point. I don't want to lose you here.
Yes.
Rumble.com. I made a statement. You see, please put yourself in my shoes. I told that to Madam Kelly, you've been told that you are President Kennedy, Senior. Yeah, President Kennedy, the only one. Now you have to communicate that. Now, I cannot allow and will not, and nobody will manifest for me. My soul is doing that herself. I mean, JFK's soul, my soul, starts to communicate, hey, it's me. I'm doing it softly with pictures. I started with the application of myself sailing Manitou. By the way, I bought the boat. The boat has been restored for me, probably. Yeah, Manitou, the sailing boat, and you're a captain, right?
I am.
She was a Coast Guard school ship before I had a commission as the presidential yacht, where I had fitted special radio equipment encryption to talk to the Kremlin offshore from an 18.5-meter wooden boat. Not bad at that time. She's restored and she carries the name Manitou. I bought her verbally already on the phone, and I'm closing the deal in November. She's in south of France. Wow. I didn't look for a boat. God wanted me to discover her, right? And I'm in touch with John and John. He's alive, of course.
Yes, I know that.
He's part of Q, that you know that
That's
from
correct.
himself. The channels, there's no secrecy given. And now Rumble. Take a step back. I just told you I have one channel, right? Then why is, for instance, Dr. Jan Halper Hayes featuring the return of John F. Kennedy through Pascal or being Tor? Why? Because it's true. And I tell you something else. The US Space Force is not just the Space Force that you think it is. We are everything that you can imagine when it comes to defense. And I'm also told that I'm the Galactic Commander now. I was an ambassador then. Tor and the Galactic Federation helped us liberate humanity. So, look, you want proof? That is your 3D proof. That is immediate, free of charge, and does not contain any military secrets. There's much more behind the curtain. I also was given the information that I'm related to the Blue projects, Blue Gemini, the Blue Book, etc. And those were top secret SSP projects. The watch I'm wearing came to me. It's an aviation watch from Geneva. It's a very complicated chronometer in rosé gold. I typed in the registration number of the watch into Gematria. I didn't say Lincoln wore it, but what came up is his wife. And one of the internet ladies that is doing the Patriot website in the United States, we're coming with that news very soon, is Molly, and she's a Kaluni. Now, Kaluni is important because Kaluni, we are Druze. We are Druze, not Muslims, Druze. As you know, Hussein Najadi, Pascal's father that got assassinated, my father that got brutally assassinated, came from Persia. Now, we had never got, he was a banker, right? I mean, we never had time. We never spent energy on finding out, you know, who was grandpa, who was grand-grandpa, who was our Persian lines. But, and that is speculation now, right? You're gone, Captain. Yep. You can't hear you. I can't hear you.
I had to blow my nose, and I was not going to do it on camera.
It's okay, you can. I mean, not on the video maybe, but
No, I know. I'm just trying to be respectful so that I can hear what you're trying to say, and I don't want
no,
to.
the point I'm trying to say is, let's look at the things right in front of you. Because I'm not going to go and speculate. I don't give any hints. I don't. It would be wrong. It would be misleading the public. And remember, I said it. We have no secrets in front of the public. So the point is this. I will answer all questions truthfully, of course. I'm always truthful. Always been as Pascal as well, by the way. But I cannot give speculation. I will not go down the road where Cassidy tried to push me, and I reported her to military justice. She's to be arrested because she's talking about Satan and demons and hybrid cloning and stuff. I said, if children are around this woman, they might be in danger. That was my conclusion. I had her arrested after a WhatsApp that I communicated to you all through Telegram, or that was communicated through my Telegram channel. If you read those words at the end, demons and possession and question Jesus, I said, this woman is, if she's a white hat, fine, then nothing will happen to her, right? But if she's not, then I called her out, and I scolded the guys at the military. I said, if this is not a white hat and it went through your net during wartime, then if Cassidy was, she's Rockefeller linked, or was the real one, if I have to tell you this, then we have a problem in our military intelligence. So Cassidy, see, I'm not going there. I don't.
Yeah, and I don't want to either. And really,
yeah.
this is
no,
where this is where I want to go. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to keep things to where, and I want to get, Lieutenant Colonel's perspective on a lot of these things too. And I know he's sitting there just patiently, just chomping at the bit. And yes, you are. I know you. I've had me and your buddies, buddy, for too long now. So I know you. And so the situation is that there are some questionable statements as far as, very matter of fact, right? Resolute. And whenever you speak of these resolute statements, where are they coming from? And
which ones?
So like when we talk about specific individuals being executed, not executed, that are being arrested, not arrested,
Yeah.
because I'm very well aware of there are many people that are alive that people believe are dead, and they are dead that people think are alive, and that is all by purpose, right?
Yeah.
And the situation with that is for the awakening of people and bringing people together under one understanding. And that understanding is that we've all been deceived, we've all been lied to, and we have all been manipulated through the manipulation of our history.
I know that, sir. That's why I thought. Yeah.
In every religion, not just Christianity, not just Muslim, not just Jew.
I know.
Every religion, because there is no such thing as a Jew. Jew is an actual doctrine. Okay.
They're aliens.
But it's a doctrine. Okay. That's what I'm
getting. It is a cult.
Just like
it's
Christianity.
A satanic
Everything
cult.
is a doctrine of men. It is not a doctrine of God. I know this to be 100% fact, right? And God did not create religions. None of them. Christ was a rebellion against the own church in which he was a part of. Why? Because it was about control and manipulation and the deception of the people, period. And he wasn't kind about it. He was not kind about it at all.
You can't kill the Son of God, just that you know that. It's impossible.
I'm fully aware of that. Right. That was a complete setup. Everything that's done is a setup, right? Yeah. And that's because the demonic and the demon entities on and off world does not matter. They only have the ability to know what has happened in the past, but not as what is happening tomorrow and what is happening in the days to come. And so
we're in the now, sir. We are in the now.
Yes, absolutely. We are in the now. And but they have a complete understanding of the past as it truly was, right? And that is how it's very easy to manipulate individuals when you know all that is to know about somebody history-wise from their entirety of their life, to be able to manipulate them very simply, right?
That's okay. I'm not here to do that. So what's your point, sir? Really?
So where I'm wanting to try to find out is that, just like, where does this statements actually derive from? Are they your opinions, or are they actual fact? Because they're being displayed as matter of factly, right? Very
of course, but they are. I mean, excuse me. I don't think I have to discuss Arthur Roberts with you, do I?
What's that? I'm sorry.
The White House is fake. We don't have to discuss that anymore.
Oh, right? No. I agree with that 100%.
Well, but let's start there. let's start again in the now. Have you done your research? Did you go to the Élysée website, France? Did you or not?
No, I have not been there.
Okay. You can agree that the Élysée, like the whitehouse.gov website of the Élysée, Republic of France, and by the way, whole queue, the whole war, it was with de Gaulle. Just I did that with de Gaulle, just that you know that. In 61, I landed in Paris. Anyway, with Jackie. Now, to discuss that. I didn't speak well French then, but moi je parle français maintenant, très bien. That's the Pascal coming in as a joint force. The Élysée website carries the current now, portraits and pictures and things of so-called President Macron. Go and check. Use an AI if you like to, but you don't need an AI. You're a captain of a ship. You've got eyes, radar, night, all these things. You have to have good eyes. And you have eyes for proportions, because if you go with a tanker into Hamburg or with a big freighter, you need to judge. It's all about symmetry. This Macron that is running around now is not Emmanuel Macron.
Oh, I agree with you 100%.
Okay, bang. That guy, that's all I said. They said, bang, bang. Clinton's picture, the mugshot, that is Hillary Clinton's face and mugshot, 18th of November 11.
Yes, I agree with that. And
sorry, 11, 18.
I actually have video of that.
Yeah, I understand
her
that.
arrest, and I actually have pictures of inside the van.
Doesn't matter. She's gone.
Yes, she's gone.
Diana is alive.
That is correct.
You know that.
I do know that.
I published a photo of her having a smartphone. Smartphones. I was in London. I was crying when she supposedly passed away. But it's clear. She's alive. Melania is a Romanov. Go and check the family of Romanovs.
I'm fully aware of that. I've talked about this.
You see how Melania smiles when we bombed this? Iran sent some fireworks a bit for TV show over Tel Aviv and stuff and bases. The Jews murdered, massacred her family. Let's go further. Let's go Zelensky.
So, I mean, that's all part of the Bolshevik Revolution. That was all a part of.
They came from Lithuania. They're Jews.
Yeah,
Jews.
I know. Yeah, I get all that with the Caesarian. I've got a whole teaching on that Kelly and my admins have done on the history of finance and the Caesarians and how they're all. And so that was the attack against the Druid bloodline. That's what they came against.
It's worse than that. Okay, we really let's go about these executed members. You know, where is the Guterres gone? Gone. Where's John Kerry gone? Gone. Where's Obama? Bang, gone. Traitor, had to be executed because the rule is clear, and Lieutenant Colonel, you don't have to confirm and deny. When we know that there are satanic people or crazy people or pedophiles, and one child is in danger, we took them out long time, immediately, like Tom Hanks. Good example. He was taken out immediately. All those guys, De Niro, all those guys who put potentially a child in danger through what we knew intelligence-wise, facts, had to be taken out immediately. Like we rescued hundreds of thousands of children in the last 60 years, blowing up 10,000 underground military bases of the alien species, the Jews, so to speak, and others too.
That is correct. And so that's where I want it to be understood that it's not just Jews.
No.
Because I know people that are Jews that are just completely deceived because it's the religion. They're not an alien. They're just deceived by
no religion. There is no Jewish religion. There is no Jewishness. There is no Jewish genome. That was the trick with Hitler.
That is correct right there. There is no Jewish genome. There is none. That's what I meant by that.
But this was the program of the cabal. Stalin was a Jew.
That is correct.
Joseph Stalin was a Jew. He was a big buddy with Hitler. They were in bed, literally. together. I mean, didn't say they make love together, but I mean,
I know what you meant, and then I agree with that 100%. And so
Stalin made
those
an
statements
agreement.
are correct, and I agree with that 100%. It's just like, the Vatican, and how many Christians there are that were
No,
completely deceived, and that's a
no,
hard thing
no, it's not.
for the
It's a one.
people. I'm not
No,
talking about the stuff that. So let me put this in perspective. Okay, you've got an individual just like yourself, all the way up until 2020, 2021, and you had been deceived through most of your life. Am I not correct in that statement? With
of course
taking
I've
the
been,
jab
but
and
I
the
took
other thing.
action. I went to the military.
No, I get that, but I mean, taking the stance of how the reality was with the jab and with everything else that's out there,
No,
right?
everything was wrong. I mean,
Yes,
everything
I
was
agree with
wrong.
that. And that's
Yeah.
how easy I'm saying that it's easy to be deceived and that we have to be cognitive of the deception of people and that
No, I
it's not their
don't. I don't
fault.
go there, sir. No, I don't.
Yeah.
You're at the helm of your ship at night. You have got the radar systems. You got two. You got echolot. I gave you enough bearings to know your position now. If you would double check what I just told in the last 20 minutes, it would fall. You're a logic thinker. You're a captain of a ship. You can think logically.
No,
You have
I
to.
do get all that. I do.
Okay,
And
so
I'm not doubting
what's
that
the,
at all right now.
okay, so I'm telling you the way things are. And I cannot give you more than that. I'm very sorry. I can't.
I
And
know,
there
but
are
I'm just trying to be respectful of people that have been deceived, right? Because
we
people have
look.
to wake up and they have to wake up to where they don't go
Yes, the
crazy.
wake up is yes. The wake up is I exist. I am. I'm
That is
possible.
correct. That is a very true statement right there. I am.
There's no very true. There's only truth or lies. There's
Well,
only
I agree with that,
pregnancy
but I'm just
or
making
yeah.
I'm just making a positive to the reference of the true statement. That's all. Bringing inference to it so that people grasp that. But yes, that is truth. And that's what I try to always speak is truth because truth is what
People
really
back to
sets
the
people free.
I'd like to put people back on the ground. There is no good, very, very good friend, very bad friend. No, there is, especially in war, friend and foe. Yeah, that's our new life.
Yes,
Human or not
I agree with
human.
that.
The
I agree
new
with that statement.
separation is God's separation. It's not JFK or President Trump or Putin that make that triage of humanity now. This is God's work. The entire thing is God's
Yes.
creation. Like our universe we live in is His creation. Creation. I mean Croatia. I'd like to remind people. It starts with the stupid Bible. I don't agree with this book. I never could. I never read it really because I felt it's wrong. It says, I came, I created. That is the first big lie. I cannot be in a swimming pool and tell my wife I'm creating the house and lawn and the swimming pool. I'm swimming already in it.
So this is okay. Now
People need to use common sense. The future of
that is
humanity is
correct.
not in
People
Harvard.
do.
Yeah.
But how many times have people not been able to because they've been so conditioned through MK Ultra not to be able to think for themselves?
That's their problem. I'm sorry.
That
I
is
have no.
absolutely correct, and that's what we are trying
we
to
have no,
resolve.
again, all I'm asking people is to believe in themselves first.
You know how
And if
hard that is?
if they cannot find themselves, then we cannot help them. God did not give us the job to be a missionary. We are not missionaries.
No, but we are to help them along their path.
We do,
We are helping.
and that's what we call disclosure. I'm doing a hell of it myself.
No, I agree. I agree 100%. And that is a true statement. And so what I'm trying to do is so it's not so much as what you say, but sometimes it's how you say it to whether or not a person can receive it. Would you agree with that?
No, I don't, because we're at war and I'm giving truthful statements as they happen. And
So
as I said,
that's not what I just said though. What I said
Okay.
is a truth is a truth. That doesn't matter, right? A truth
Yeah.
is a truth. But
Yeah.
how it's said, and I'm not talking about military people coming from a military background, from BOSSI, from, you know, things like that. People, I understand that the military does not care about the public's opinion and their feelings.
We
They
do. We do.
they
We
care
do.
about doing the job,
No, we
the
do. We
mission
do care.
first.
We do
It is
care
mission
about,
first.
we care about the people, because we have to be very careful how we communicate it. As you may have seen, people try to push me to talk about satanic rituals of Hillary Clinton. I don't. I say there's children, might be teenagers or children watching this program. That's not, I cannot take the responsibility to go into graphic details. The military will, and that's a PSYOP's job on the positive side, how to package this so that a certain demographic sector or segment of our population can take it without jumping out of the window.
Yes, because, you know,
Yeah.
I want people, because I love humanity. I love people. And the only reason that I do what I do is to help them, because I've been down that road of despair, of
Yeah,
what I have
we know that.
witnessed personally,
Yeah.
right? Through
Yeah.
the child endangerment and the things that happen to the children and what's been happening underground. I have seen it personally with my own eyes and my own spirit.
It was
And
not nice.
no, 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 no. I would never, I always caution people when disclosure comes and that you have the ability to find out whatever you want, to be cautious about thinking that you can go down those rabbit holes and deal with them, because you cannot unsee that kind of evil. You just can't.
Can
And
we
it
agree on
damages your
something?
spirit.
Yeah. I'd like to eliminate the word rabbit hole, and I encourage you not to use it anymore. Rabbit hole has a negative cabal connotation. A rabbit hole is scary. A rabbit hole means one more turn dark, one more turn dark, one more. Those who've been in tunnels with a gun and a flashlight in the mouth. No, we're not going to send people through rabbit holes. That's the whole point. Don't do that anymore.
Yeah, I
We
agree with
give
that.
light.
I agree
The
with that.
light, we give pure light as it is. And
I agree with that.
we ask people, look at it yourself, make up your decision. I said it more than 60 years ago. We have no secrets in front of the population, except military secrets. That's logic. But we don't need newspapers.
Those are
We don't
plans and
filter them.
strategies that if you speak of those things, it's against national security and you're going to jail. So that's just the
No,
way
I'm
it
just
is.
saying, we give the people, that's why the quantum phone will come. They have the new, we share the news as Earth, as we get it, the science as we get it. We don't need newspapers anymore. We don't. We don't want them. No, we don't. No, we don't.
Yeah. No, I
No.
get all that. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
So
And wait, and the last point is also what I don't do, I stopped doing. I did that to run up to the ascension. And then a few days ago, a week ago, I said, I cannot keep on requoting my own words I said in speeches in 60, 61, 62, 63. I live on in the now. And I create a new slogan, peace is our bravery. Yeah, that's John F. Kennedy speaking. So look, it's the way it is. You can ask me any question. You want to record now? We can do this with you, and you can cut it up later. You can.
no, I don't. No, cutting up, I don't work. I don't do that. When
Okay,
I
you can
start
do whatever you
recording,
want.
yeah, I get that.
Again,
I don't do that. When
I didn't say you do.
So what? No, I know that. No, that's not what I meant by that. But what I said is that when I asked you for the permission to go ahead and start recording, and I did at that point, we have been
Good.
recording this whole time, and so whenever
Good.
I post it, it's gonna be as we actually said it, all of us.
Good. Good.
That's how I am. I am
That's the way
open.
it should be.
Yes, I don't like take bits and pieces because you lose all context when you do that, and I am not about.
I need now, and we keep on recording. You can see the B-2 bomber, Kitty Hawk. People, we've flown this bomber for you. The spirit of Kitty Hawk. What's the message behind the word Kitty Hawk for you guys? Huh? You don't know? It's called the Kitty Hawk moment. Have you heard about that expression?
I have not. That's just my own
Wow.
thing. So.
What happened in Kitty Hawk in aviation history? First flight, right? First motor
Yes.
flight,
Yes.
which was called impossible before, right? The Kitty Hawk moment also in military is when the impossible
Becomes
becomes
possible.
possible.
Yes, I agree with that.
That's why this is the Kitty Hawk moment. And the butterflies with John Lennon's song, Imagine.
Yes.
And when the song says, together we live forever, that's now when
And
the
that
fuel
is something that is true. And I
and
have
when
told
the
people
lady
that
when the fueler lady of the KC-135 said, when the captain said, right now, this is live, this is a real recording, asked, how are you doing? And she says, pretty good. And then the butterflies come out. What does the butterfly mean in Christianity? Resurrection. Hello. Okay. Now I need to go to the small restaurant here. It takes 1 minute or no 30 seconds to get a Coca-Cola.
yes,
Because
that's fine.
our
Yes, go
boat is
ahead.
our
Yeah,
boat is
jump
on
in real
anchor.
quick, and I'm going to talk
I'm
with
in a small room
Lieutenant Colonel
here,
for a second.
and we're soon going to go aboard again. But I want to finish this interview with you, or talk. It's not an interview; it's a talk. So
Yes,
excuse me.
absolutely. I agree with that statement 100%.
Excuse me. I'm coming back.
Yes. So, Lieutenant Colonel,
It's a pity we missed that exchange.
what's that?
Because it was almost like a metaphor of what the people will be going through. There are definitional issues, there are perspective issues, there's categorical thinking that has to, with patience, and you both dealt with it extremely patiently. Well done. And I don't mean to be condescending. I was watching you just carefully trying to find a piece of common ground from two very different perspectives, and even just culturally, Europeans are just very different. I'm raised by Europeans, so I know that the way they think, the way they speak is very different to us. But it's that two very different perspectives in some respects, very similar in others, but reaching out patiently, trying to find that connection, because that's the critical part. So that whole discussion, as far as I was concerned, man, that would have been utterly worthwhile, because that for me was is exactly what the people will be going through. It's
And
very,
I
very
agree with
useful.
that. And so that's why it's recorded, and that's why the entirety of that's recorded. And now
Don't
that's
forget.
why.
Sorry, don't forget. In me is not only, it's not only JFK talking to you. I'm John F. Kennedy talking to you now. Abraham Lincoln too. The soul traveled from Kaluni to Kaluni, then to Pascal. Yeah, and you just mentioned about European, way of communication. One is Swiss, but no. I'm talking as a Middle Eastern here, from the region, as a Druze. If you know the Druze warriors in Lebanon war, they were the best. We are soldiers too, warriors. We're warriors. And as in the Swiss Air Force, I was a warrior. And as a banker, I was a warrior because I didn't play the game with the cabal. I was against management. I was doing everything that management didn't like. I did the opposite. And then I resigned because I found the crime scene unbearable. And 2004, I left London for good. So let's go back to this talk. And, you got to understand, I'm manifesting myself as John F. Kennedy. I have to. I can't nanny myself with a news agency or a third person saying, I'm going to give you confirmation. This is, in fact, joy. Hey, I'm old enough. I traveled time and God gave me the ability to come back, right? It's this flash in space. This is when it happened. Yeah.
So I know how technology operates, and I know how.
It's not technology. This is God's work.
I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. Just give me a second. So I'm understanding of how time travel works, how they have done time travel, how they have been doing time travel. It was all showed to me. And I witnessed it. And how simple it actually is, and that we as individuals and people have complicated God's simplicity of how he creates and how he does things. It's very simple, very easy. But we as people have tried to complicate everything. And I mean everything.
What
It's
do you mean
like
it's so
take
easy?
one
No, no,
plus
no.
one equals two, and we've got to take it 9 different ways to get to 2. And that's just retarded. And it's just the way it is. And that's why they've done it this way, is to keep people ignorant, though, is to make things so difficult to understand that people just get tired and they just give up on trying to figure out things, because through our lifetime, we have seen how the debt slavery system has put everybody in such a state of, it's like the hamster wheel. I can't work enough to make enough to get enough to work
Yeah,
enough
okay, we
to
know
work
that. We know
and
that.
going
But
round and round
no,
and
no.
round. And so it was enough once in the 60s that it was enough for a single family to have a mother at home with the kids and have
Yeah.
life. And so,
Yeah.
but then it became not enough for not only the man, but then not enough for the woman. And now they're having multiple jobs. And so
No,
it's a
okay,
distraction
stop.
to keep people
No,
unable to know the
no.
truth.
You're talking about the recent capsule of time. I said this capsule of time of history before in a speech. I was 62 or something in the list. I don't know. I mean, I'm waking. By the way, they're training, coaching me every day, every week, awakening my DNA about my past. No, you said simplicity. Yes, it's true. You can code the entire universe. God coded the Bible in English, not in Hebrew. For God's sakes, not. The Holy Land is the United States of the United States Republic. Just make that point clear. I said it now, and it's the way it is. The Holy Land is the United States Republic. Always was meant to be, is. It's a land where honey and milk flow eternally. It cannot be Palestine, the rural, the desert. No. Can't even raise a cow there. If you have been there in the Middle East, you can't. It's too hot. Nothing there. It starts with the pharaohs. You got to go really back. And Tesla, by the way, was the guy who enabled us in our capsule of time to learn to time travel.
Yes.
Thanks to President Trump's uncle, who saved the patents from the deep state, and about 6,000 patents. Teleportation we will travel no longer in Boeing and the Airbus coach seat, 12 hours, forget it. We have an iPad, we go to the beach, boom. And we have technology. The TR-3Bs, I don't have to explain it. We use them at the Air Force. I made a clear statement. They are flying. We use them in combat right now, right here.
Yes, I've made these statements for years now. BOSSI.
That's good for you.
It affirmed everything that you just said. I have spoken about
That's
specifically
good.
over
The US Navy owns the US Navy. We had to come out that somebody owns the patent, because otherwise people say we're cuckoo. Yes, there's a patent. You can look at it. The TR-3B, the anti-gravitational spacecraft. And the street is mentioned.
They've had the technology since the late 40s, early 40s.
That's why we have the SSP. This watch is from 1947.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that was a whole part. So when you've got a secret space program that's greater than the entirety of the entire militaries of all the planet, and you have to introduce that to the public, you have to be able to show the public, hey, we've got a Space Force program, and we've got a program that is not shooting stupid rockets up to the moon.
Yeah. But we can't.
That's retarded.
No, we can't. There's a firmament.
So yes, that doesn't work. But the space travel itself doesn't operate that way.
I don't go to
operate through like what most people believe is rockets in space.
No,
it doesn't operate that way.
No, but we go to space. Don't worry, we can go in 5 minutes to there and here. Very fast.
I agree with that, but not through those conventional means. Those conventional means were retarded.
Well,
that was a scam.
We can go through any matter we like, but there's a firmament. That's why Elon Musk's fake rendered Starship always crashes into the firmament, right? It made a successful landing yesterday in the sea. They call that successful landing. They're taking the piss off you, that you realized that this whole thing is rubbish. But go back to the facts. The pharaohs were Satan. I say were. That's why I don't like gold very much. And as Kennedy I made Executive Order 1110 on the 4th of June, 63, ordering Treasury to issue banknotes, silver-backed, right? As per the Constitution. But the Jewish Fed.
Yes, and
But
that's what we're gonna have now is that we're money.
Yeah, okay.
So money, and I have people in this specifically, and I mean, I've already seen the new notes, okay? The new treasury notes, and so on and so forth. And so the gold is institutional. Now we can have it ourselves personally, right? It's nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing because it's an actual commodity. But that is the anchor for the financial system is the gold itself, right? And silver is the people's money. That's the idea that behind it. And so when you talk about silver certificates and the silver notes, well, that's what that was intended for back then to be.
But I know I wrote the executive order myself.
I'm trying to agree with how that works. I understand very much.
I allow you to agree. You don't have to try. You're free. Look,
so
please. No, I go to the prison. We were in a concentration camp. I'm blunt now. Yeah, to be blunt, here you see it. Kennedy was known, and I am blunt, and I'm impatient, by the way. Yeah, I'm still am. So pay attention. We know for fact, because we obliterated the CIA, as you know now. Those were CIA so-called remote viewing programs. We know the pyramids, the destroyed ones, the ruins are on Mars. They are. And I say, Satan, those fucks, Satan, the Jews, pharaohs came to Egypt with levitation. They built that stuff. We know that now. And NASA lied to me. They said, we're going to the moon, Mr. President. We need budget. Okay, how much you need? Great. Making great step to space. Well, of course, I found out they were lying. They were doing subsea research all the time. Subsea. What did we lose as a civilization? Atlantis. And I make a statement here as President Kennedy. We will rebuild Atlantis more and be more beautiful with God's help than ever before. We will. We are doing that.
Okay, so
that's why I always say in my videos, watch the water. Right?
Yes.
It is JFK speaking. I put the Space Force logo on the beach.
Yes, but what I want people to know is that 5D is already there. And it is all there. All complete, everything is. And we are about to manifest in the physical and transform and transcend into that existence that is already there. And it's a commingling of this physical reality into that physical reality and leaving all of this bullshit 3D shit behind here going into the fifth dimension. And so, but that's not going to happen for a minute. And in that process, we're going to take down the evil crap that's here. We're going to get that resolution. We're going to get financial freedom. We're going to get those things here to begin with, but that doesn't set us free. That's going to be the operating mechanism to get people prepared and preparing them for that transition into five-dimensional reality, because people are not even close to being ready for that. They don't have any clue whatsoever what it's like to be five-dimensional.
No, this is God's work.
I agree with that. I know that. God showed it to me. I've experienced it.
We are surrounded by a lot of non-humans.
That is true.
The pharaohs, let's go back to the pharaohs now quickly. The Jews have put us, the Nazis, the National Zionists, the Jews, the alien species, race. They are an alien race.
Yes,
have put us in a prison. Have put us in a prison with sun and moon. The moon was a spaceship harvesting souls, washing consciousness off and sending them back, creating more non-humans.
So it's a satellite that was created, but they were harvesting those back from Saturn. That was coming back from Saturn.
Okay, it is a hollow, it's a base, an alien, it was.
That is correct, and it's not anymore.
Do you think God gave us obscurity? Definitely not. Night is fake news. We will remove it very soon because these are objects circulating, running around. The sun that you think is the sun is not the sun, of course. It's also fake news.
Well, I talked about this just a week ago. We had me and a person that we talked about the eclipse and the sun and all that
Oh,
stuff.
the eclipse we have done for you. The Space Force has done that for you.
That is, I agree with that. I told everybody that.
And we pulled down the pants of NASA in front of everybody because we gave everybody the NASA links for live viewing, right?
So yes, I agree. And I know what was happening during that period of time and why that path took the path that it took, right?
Oh, really? You know that? Really?
I do.
What was then? Can you tell me?
So a lot of that was a cleanup of the underground pathway from Texas to the Finger Lakes. And that pathway.
No. You said you know how we produced for you the eclipse.
Oh,
right?
no. I don't know how that technology happened. That's not what I meant. I meant I know that happened, and I know the reason
why did we do this for you on that date? You know why? And you know what was wrong about the eclipse?
So, yes and no. I can't think of it right now because I'm not in the right frame of mind. And
okay,
yes.
fine. NASA's called to deceive. It's a Hebrew word. NASA's gone, by the way. There's no more threat from NASA shooting missiles. Or, forget it. They're gone, obliterated. The eclipse happened on the 8th of April. We hyped it up for you in the media, especially in the United States. And we told everybody, don't look into it. It's like reverse psychology with children. You tell a kid, don't do that. Well, they try, right? And then they fall on their nose. In this case, we didn't want people to hurt themselves, but we told them, don't look into the sun. Well, what did they do? They all looked with TikTok, all of them. And they still didn't get it. And we proved several points with that solar eclipse movement. One is it is the old logo, half of the space command. Look at the logo, the emblem. One like this,
across
one
the United States.
That's the signature of the Space Force, basically. But pulling down the pants of NASA, that's the other one. Third, it happened on the 8th of April. Where was the real so-called sun and moon at the time on that day?
Not where it was supposed to be.
No, it was as it was supposed to be in Pisces. It was in Pisces. Go and check.
Yep.
But we showed you the eclipse in Aries. Mm.
Yeah, and it wasn't even supposed to be an actual eclipse.
No, but the point I'm trying to make is the real sun. Some people were awake in Dallas and said, "Oh, dude, ooh, there is, what is this?"
Yeah.
Okay.
The two suns.
Then they realized it's artificial. But then we went a step further. We put in pixelations into it for very few seconds, like milliseconds, like a computer screen that goes berserk. Color. In New Mexico, there was a TikToker filming it. There's pixelation in it.
Mm-hmm.
They still didn't get it. And then an eclipsing means that it covers the other object completely. It should be a massive object, right? Moon and sun, right? But we put the solar phase like transparent through it. Still didn't get it. Most people walk around the United States. Hey, we saw the eclipse. It was fucking good. Great. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, John F. Kennedy speaking here, President. Go and check. The real eclipse was fake. It was a real eclipse. And the message, that's the overreaching message, to the good people, our wonderful people on Earth was, if we can fake this for you, we can make a real eclipse in the other sector of the sky, then you're safe, totally safe. And to the bad and sick people, it was the last mopping up. It helps Lieutenant Colonel Bossi's old colleagues. I mean, they are in active duty now. if we can do this, you can't escape our light. No one can. Pedophiles, Masons, corrupt judges, corrupt communal leaders, still trying to hide. We're getting you all. Yeah. So remember, the Kennedy doctrine, if you want to call it this way, maybe I invented something new now, in the new time. I'm pretty cool, right, as JFK? Yes, I am. I'm approachable. Why not? I have no, you know, should I wear a suit and say, I'm President Kennedy back here? No, no, no. No, it's not how it works. We tell the people the truth at all times. We don't have secrets of the people, except military secrets. And we do not sell them a belief system, any belief system. Jewishness doesn't exist. Hitler, the Shoah was used as a stage because I admired Hitler. He went out trying to, he said, if the Jews continue, they will dominate America, the world. Well, he was right, wasn't he? But they drugged him up. And then he started killing the opposition parties, Jews. He killed 3.5 million non-Jewish German opposition and gays and other people. And the mountains that you saw in Auschwitz, Birkenau, those were dead bodies of, it's sad to say, Allied soldiers and other prisoners, not Jews.
Yeah, that was a part of my actual waking up process on.
Wait. The point is this. Then the survivors said, oh, we survived Auschwitz. Yeah, they had the showers. Hey, dude, wait. Zyklon B was the supposed gas they used, right? Zyklon B is highly inflammable. You can blow up a whole city with it. Zyklon B also requires a completely airtight chamber, completely. But the photos were like, they were like vent shafts and, you know, forget it. Why would I undress 100 people, push them into a room to have them a gas shower? Sorry, if I want to exterminate like what Turks have done, or horrible things, genocide, Rwanda, you just put them in a mold with a caterpillar waiting, and you just throw bullets at them for a few $100 and then you go over it. I mean, I'm very brutal now, but that's what the bad and sick people have done, the genociders. But something else transpired after the war.
You froze up. There you're gone.
And that's why my family got killed. And that was it. That was the certificate, the ISO 9001 or the halal shit or kosher shit. This is Jewishness. It exists. And we are the chosen people by God. And I told before Christmas in Switzerland, some famous Jews in the village where we had skiing lessons for my kids. I mean, with Jackie. I said, you're the Jewish people chosen. Yes, you are chosen now. I warned this person that next year is not good to say that you're chosen in 24 because God is angry, and you all have been doing the bioweapon injections and production to exterminate humanity. You failed. And I said, God has chosen you. Yes, he has, to exterminate you. Bang. Yeah, that's the truth. I cannot not speak the truth. And if somebody calls me anti-Semitic, guess what? I am. No one tells another human being that is chosen by God that is satanic. And that's the rule we live by now. We believe in ourselves. We are proud humans because God is in us. The God's element is in every cell of you. And God's name is, he left a signature for you when you're afraid that you're not afraid. You're very strong now.
Yeah, he's the breath. And he signed each one of our DNAs. So I get, all right. So I want to cut this where we're at right now, because I think we've come to a reasonable place of being able to not overwhelm people with what they got to swallow today. And
no, we don't. No, please don't say that. We don't make them swallow shit. I mean,
stuff. No. That is an expression of being able to digest something and be able to comprehend it. If you
They
overwhelm
can.
something, then you lose them altogether. And
No,
that's
I
not
don't.
what I want to do.
No, I don't. As long as I speak the truth, I don't. I tell you something else. People, so-called, didn't get overwhelmed by the lockdowns and the bioweapon injections. That was okay. That was
Oh, hell yeah,
comprehensive.
they did. Hell yeah, they
Okay.
did.
No,
Yes, they got overwhelmed.
they seemingly comprehend that, but they're unable to comprehend that God. You see, people say, "Oh, I believe in God." Yeah, all life. Yeah, I believe in God. And I tell them, "Hey, I'm JFK. I came back for Ascension Day, Ascension, Resurrection. My Russian name is Anastasios. I'm Russian Orthodox, by the way. I'm baptized in Russia, 2014 on Christmas night, Russian Christmas night, 7th of January, at the same monastery of President Putin, where he got spiritual. He was not so spiritual before. No insult to you, my friend, Vladimir. But hey, gotta respect that. We're not overwhelming people. We're giving people light. And I quote,
Yes, I agree with
I
that.
quote Platon on this, who probably was also a time traveler, because Platon means plane. Flat Earth, right?
Uh-huh.
Platon said a few things which are very important for you people, boys and girls, to learn from. It's up to you to learn from, but you can look at it. You're free. He said, we can easily forgive young children, kids, children, we can forgive them. Of course we forgive them if they're scared at night in obscurity. We do. We take them into our arms and put the light on at night so they're not scared. Because you see, inherently they are scared. A young kid is like, what is this darkness? Because God made the kid and it's expecting light. So Platon said, we can forgive the children or we can understand them, comprehend their scare in obscurity. But the real tragedy manifests when men are afraid of light. So anybody who is not able to digest what I just said, hey, we're giving you light. If you have a problem with that, you have a problem with yourself. I'm very tough now. We have to grow up. We seemingly grow up to fly aircraft and drive Porsches and whatever, play golf and do important meetings in important hotels and book first class economy tickets, fly around the world, and we cannot comprehend light. That's very sad. The second point, Platon said, very good. Democracy is a Greek language thing, invention. He said, democracy is the hotbed of absolute tyranny. He's right, right? COVID was shown to you as the epitome, the apotheosis of absolute dystopian, brutal, democidal tyranny. And we showed you a peek into what they had in mind further, but don't worry, have no more fear. The whole thing about this program here with this fine gentleman, the fine lady here, have no fear. It's President John F. Kennedy talking to you. Fear is obliterated. And we've done it through the CERN. The CERN is shut down, by the way, in Geneva. It was a satanic Jewish machine. We have removed the Nazi timeline from Earth, and we made a wormhole. Wormhole. You should know that, sir. Wormhole.
Yes, I understand exactly.
We've done that with the CERN, our military,
CERN
our white
and
hats.
the lasers were used in conjunction with the false eclipse to collapse into singularity the timeline and eliminate the timeline of
Nazi
devastation and
Nazi
evil.
Satan's time. We have moved Earth in a quantum leap in
Yes,
space and time away from this whole thing. We've blasted Satan and the rest far out.
yes,
We have immersed Earth, our galaxy, into God's timeline now. That's why,
yes,
boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, have
Talk about
no more fear. Whatever happens, you're strong, God is with you. Light is with you. Platon was a time traveler as well, just that you know that.
yes. Well, I appreciate us having this conversation today. I want to have
but
a
sorry,
future.
please, did we talk about the Twitter profiles on the recording or not?
Yes, we
Okay.
did.
Then, you know, Dr. Jan Halper-Hayes, she is not just some opinion maker.
Oh,
She's
no,
pretty
I
serious.
agree 100%. I've spoken to her before. Yes.
Well, her channel features the film about me being Thor, Valiant Thor, JFK, of course, now speaking to you. Hi. And Pascal Najadi.
Yes.
Kitty Hawk moment. That's Kitty Hawk flying. Kitty Hawk. $2 billion bomber. $2 billion bomber. Great machine. But you know what? The instrumentation doesn't match. This is an old tech. It will go to the Smithsonian very soon because once we have switched, we don't fly with these things anymore. But great bomber. Fantastic design.
That is correct. That is correct.
We burned 10 tons on 4 engines at 250 knots below 10,000 feet. It's a fuel guzzler.
Yeah.
20,000 pounds, 5,000 pounds per engine. Whoa.
Yeah. So
can I say something real quick before we
Of
go?
course.
yes.
So it seems like you gentlemen agree on more than you disagree, which is
Of
great.
course we agree.
Yes, and it's nice to see a meeting of the minds, and you know it's also nice for people to respect other people's opinions. So I've enjoyed listening to you, and like Lieutenant Colonel Bossi had said, it was a very interesting meeting of the minds. So thank you both.
One more thing, please. I'm speaking for the ladies now because you're a lady. And I speak for my wife, for my mother, for all mothers, for all ladies now, and girls that will become ladies very soon. Respect the woman. Our first colonies, when we came, God created us, but we came with ships. We landed most of them in Northern America. I mean, of our new United States Republic, the northern part, and in Russian Federation, Siberia. We were the good ones. The bad ones were in other parts, which they call Antarctica, which is the ice ring outside. Our first 12 nations and the 13th, which is now United States Republic again, were governed by ladies. And the reason is not some feminism or stupid Madonna crap. No. The mother gives birth to life. The mother carries the baby. There is no better judge in the house, just judge, protector of the family, protector of the husband's work, protector of the kid than the mother. Women, it's a tribute to you. You are, make this statement, the stronger sex of both. You are. We need to give tremendous importance and respect to the mothers because they are the pillars of our humanity. And this has nothing to do with feminism at all. This is to do with realpolitik, if you want to say that in political terms, but it has to do with God's intention. And as you know, all religions, all of them, have turned it upside down. The men dominate. Wrong. Men are great. We are great. We're cool. Of course we are cool. We're equal with women. Of course we are. But the house, the children are made, guarded by the mother, the wife, the girlfriend, the partner. So tribute to you, Madam Kelly, and all of you for being there behind our husbands, us, because many of your husbands or sons are in the war still. And tribute goes to you because I know it's not easy to have a daughter or a son serving in a war, but I can tell you, have no fear. It is. I don't declare it over because it's the privilege of the current wartime president and hero, Commander-in-Chief Donald J. Trump, and his military generals that was set up by me all the way back then. They are in charge, not me. But a tribute goes to the women. And we will, adjust this huge crime of looking down at women, not us, but the religion has created a horrible, horrible situation, which cannot be like that in the future.
I agree.
I hope that
I agree with that.
Good
Thank you for that
Yeah,
statement.
thank
I agree
you.
with that. And the respect and honor goes to the women of this world, because whether people realize it or not, they are the better of the two.
They're stronger.
We
You don't want to mess with a lioness in Africa.
we have our role, but they have their role as well, and it is a team, and it is something that we were never meant to do alone, either side. And so that whole I can do it without is all bullshit. It was always bullshit. And so I thank you for saying that. I thank you for bringing honor to the women, because that is something that we as men
We will fail.
forget.
We will fail again. I will not let it happen. I said we don't stop here. Q doesn't stop, by the way. President
Yes.
Trump might declare very soon the war is over. We continue. The Space Force is the Earth space defense of our humanity. And
Yes.
as Lieutenant Colonel Bossi knows very well, we never sleep. You said it before. It's right. It's correct. We are always on the guard. Even more now, vigilant, that we never get infiltrated again from space and threatened. We can master any threat. God gave us the power when we are one divine human species together, one. We can do so much more.
I agree with that. Thank you so much. And thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Bossi. And to let everyone know, we will also in about 7 hours be having another show with myself, Major Freddie, Lieutenant Colonel Bossi, and we will go over some of these things that we've talked about today, and we revisit it because it is important for us to keep these thoughts in our minds.
I don't want to have the last word, and I don't want to put myself forward here as President Kennedy, but I'd like to say a few things for the young people. It's important to my heart. Young people, listen, teenagers, don't take drugs. Please don't. Do it for me and your parents and yourself. Do not take drugs. You don't need them anymore. I know the pressures were high. I know that you didn't know this world. You didn't understand it anymore, this craziness in university. It was all wrong. There were lies. You're victims of it. If you, please don't touch the hard drugs. Just don't. Get away from them. And alcohol, you don't need as well. It doesn't change anything. The next day you have headache and you lose relationships, you lose money. It brings you only problems. It lets you get into a deadly spiral. You can have a drink. You're free. You can do whatever you want. I just recommend to the young people from my heart and soul, you don't need drugs. You're so cool without it. You're so cool. And the other point is about the mirror. The mirrors tell us who we are. And sometimes we are a bit too arrogant. We are a bit too, I made some statements also, I admit, impatient stuff. The mirror is always good in the morning to look into, because whatever we tell the other persons, we should try to look it on the mirror. And that means I try to foster a bit more consciousness. Again, I made mistakes and I make mistakes. I do. But it's very important, especially now. You're totally safe. There's no need for aggression. And you saw maybe the people got friendlier around you in the village or in the cities, or because we changed the frequencies, right? We took you out of the Nazi frequency. And now the wonders of God will not end here. You are already in paradise as God is intended, but it's not official yet, so to speak. So I can tell you something. The paradise that you were dreaming of, I just legalized the dream. And it is what it is. And I am President John F. Kennedy talking, and it was a great pleasure for me. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. And thank you for all that are listening and will be listening to this in the future. Thank you very much. And we will speak to you again very soon. All of you.
Anytime. We're going sailing. We're going offshore again.
I'd love to. I'd love to.
There's a storm coming up. There's a storm coming up. But I'll make, we have a UHF radio system. It's not bad. We're not so modern. We don't have a chin palace with SATCOM and all this. We're pretty easygoing. We got this UHF radios, the mid-range, as we know, Lieutenant Colonel, you know that. And we stay always in touch. We always do. We never lose each other. We are together now, one. Thank you.
Thank you. See you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Sempre Supra, where we go one, we go all. Remember?
Amen.
Amen.